From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
Welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here at Tommy Mac's at my bar, of course, on Buzz TV. Brought to you by my good friends at the Heritage Capital Group and at Farther. Great to have both those companies on board. We're talking ball this time around. You know I love doing that. And we've got two former head coaches, one in college, one in pro, and they both coached in both, and one of them even coached me. So how about that? An old friend comes back to the bar. Let's welcome them in. Coach Randy Edsall, how are you, Coach?
I'm doing great.
Great to see you, man.
Same here.
You go way back.
No doubt.
How old were you in '91? Just out of curiosity, because I was 21. You're only about 10 years older than me, right? Maybe 12? You guys were young.
I was born in '58.
Okay.
So,
you're 12, yeah, 12,
33.
12, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Man, I wish I would have known that, Coach, back then. I'm going to handle things now. I thought there's all these old timers. You got to, make sure I behave, kind of. But anyway, great to have you on the show.
Yep.
You've been at Syracuse. You've been at Boston College. UConn, of course, for a lot of years as a head coach. You went back after a 12-year. Randy been a Jags head coach, Jags coach, Maryland head coach.
And then one year at Georgia Tech as a defensive coordinator.
1 year at Georgia Tech. Wow. When you look back, Coach, what are your fondest, thoughts, man? What do you think?
Well, I had a great run. I did it for 42 years, and the thing for me was always being able to help young people develop and get somewhere where they wanted to go, whether it was to continue their career in football or help them get to where they wanted to go in life. To me, that was all about coaching. And even in the pros, when you coached in the pros, you always tried to find a way to continue their career. Give them the tools necessary so they could continue their career, because those guys, it's a limited window. And the more you can help them stay in that league and participate, the better they're going to be, and the more, that's what you got to do there. And college, it's about taking young men and making them better people, better students, and better athletes, and taking a young man and making him a man.
Right. Did I succeed?
Yes, you did.
All right. How about that? No, but Coach, listen, you think back on your entire life. I know with mine, who are my influences? My mom and dad, my belief in God, and coaches. Grammar school, high school, college, pro. I remember they all had some part of influence on my life. That's got to mean a lot to guys like you, right?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that sticks out to me more than anything else is when you run into a guy like Fred Taylor, who I didn't coach personally, but I'm at the J Fund for the first time coming back, and he comes all the way across the deal to say hello. That really, when you got the guys that you've touch somebody when that's a situation.
Absolutely.
To hear somebody call you coach, and that's really important. There's no doubt.
No doubt. All right, let's talk about our Jags real quick. 5-2. A month ago they were 1-2. We're sitting here going, what the heck is going on? Go on a 4-0 run. I guess the London trip was something they needed, Coach. But how you feeling about our team right now?
Well, first of all, we talked about that when they headed over there, and I felt that it was the right time to get out of here because of all the negativeness that was going on. The expectations and all that kind of stuff. And, they got an opportunity to bond. And it's kind of like really the thing that changed them a year ago was losing in London.
Right.
Trevor said, hey, I've had enough of this. I've got, we got to get together here. And I think he is a leader. And I think that's why this team, can put a string together. Because number one, the head coach is
solid,
poised, and always the same. Trevor's poised and always the same, and they've got talent over there. And it took them a little while to stop reading the clippings and start, doing what they can do.
Week 2, reading the clippings.
I think that's the big thing. I think after what they accomplished a year before,
can you handle
it? They were young. It was a young team, never been there in that situation. Plus, now you're going to play a first place schedule. Where you didn't play the first place schedule the year before. So it was almost probably good that it happened that way. It started out, and then they could get away and be together over there for 2 straight weeks, and they know how to handle that situation in the routine. So now, and again, they are a very talented team, and now you would expect them to see them do the things that you would expect them to do from here on in, as long as they stay healthy.
They got momentum. All right, I want to ask you both this question as we wrap up. We don't have a ton of time, but I got to ask it. Kareem Jackson of the Denver Broncos gets suspended for 4 games without pay for being ejected. Second time being ejected for hitting a defenseless receiver. Now, I didn't see all the hits, but the last one against Green Bay, he hit the guy in the shoulder. And he's suspended. Now, this is a precedent. Like, this is where we're going. Like, you got to be really careful how you hit people today. You're both defensive coaches. How do you, is that extreme? Is that too far? Is the league going too far? Is it, hey, man, this is something that we just got to have to deal with?
Well, first of all, that's near and dear to me because my son-in-law I was just with is a Denver Bronco fan.
Oh, geez, okay.
So we were talking about that very thing this weekend.
Yeah.
And I go back to when they first went to the no-launch defenseless receiver.
Player, right?
And Darren Woodson, who played for us with the Cowboys, we're watching tape, and he had gotten a penalty for it. And we're watching the tape, and he comes out in the meeting, and he goes, "That's BS.
Yep.
I can't play football this way." And I stopped the projector, and I said, "Darren," I said, "look, you got 2 choices.
Right.
Either you play that way, or you don't play. It's a rule." Now, the problem with that one is, when you do it over and over and over again, that's why he got it.
I know.
Because, a lot of times you're going after the guy and the guy drops his head and all of a sudden it's helmet to helmet and that type of thing. So to me, I think safety is really important and they've made that decision and you can't do anything about that.
Coach, the money's too big to not adhere. I hate the rule because you knock people out if you can.
I think the thing is, I think he appealed it and got down to 2 games. But anyhow, I almost wish the NFL would go to the college rule, that if you have that, you get either, if it's in the first half, you're out for that whole game. If it's in the second half, then you're out for that second half plus the first half of the next game.
Right.
And just do that because, and for the most part, I don't think those guys are trying to do that intentionally.
Right.
They're not trying to hurt. They know that. They're not going to try to hurt an opposing team.
Right.
But, sometimes those things happen. Now, if you launch, that's a different story.
I agree.
Right.
Just run through them.
Right.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. The middle linebacker. Come on, man. Let's go.
All right, Jags winning this week. What do you think? Up in Pittsburgh.
This is going to be a tough game. I watched Pittsburgh a couple times, and they're kind of coming into their own.
They are
a little bit,
defensively especially.
And statistically, they're very, very close.
Yep.
They can be run on.
Yeah.
That's going to be a major factor in this one. They're giving up like 4.8
a win. Yes or no?
Win.
They're win. What do you think, Coach?
They're going to win.
Okay. Close game?
I think it'll be a close.
You got up there. Pittsburgh's fun to play at now.
Pittsburgh's playing better. And then plus that crowd, you talk about a city that kind of was in turmoil with the Steelers early in the season. Now all of a sudden they won a few. Now it's starting to pick back up. But I think the Jags defense can stop their offense, and I think the Jags offense will be able to do enough against Pittsburgh's defense to win the game.
Cool. All right. Thanks, fellas.
Always
great. Great to have old friends on the show, and of course, my old coaches as well. You know what? These are the only guys that are allowed to yell at me, just so you know. Nobody else can yell at me except Coach, and maybe my wife and my mother, maybe. But other than that, that's it. All right, that'll do it for us this time around. Hey, you don't have to be a coach to sit at my bar. Everybody is welcome to come at this bar and tell their story. Check out all our shows at iwannabuzz.com. Until next time, y'all stay safe and be cool out there. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The team at Heritage Capital Group is special because it's a collection of people across the spectrum.
We have people who have been in the shoes of owners that are looking to buy and sell, and professionals that have executed transactions helping buy and sell companies for decades.
I think when you talk to us, see what our experience is, see what our skills are, see the reach that we have, you'll be very happy with the recommendation.